Hey here, guys. Quick note before we actually start this episode. I am going to be editing this one instead of Thorn, as it is a considerably longer episode. I think after I boil it down, it'll be roughly about the same size as some of our longer episodes we've had so far. But it is going to be a bit of a longer video. And I didn't even get done everything I wanted to do in this episode either. That's how much stuff there is to do here. So yeah, anyway, let's get the video started. Thanks. I didn't realize this was also text. According to the geostone you brought back this time, if we wanted to bring Jurok back, we need to get someone who knows about trees to immigrate to Sindane. Get someone to immigrate? That's right. There are lots of people living in Palm Brinks, right? We've got to get those people to immigrate out to the world. That way, the future will develop. I see. So what we need right now is someone who knows about trees, huh? Max, do you know anyone like that? Someone who knows about trees. Oh, I've got it. Gordon. Gordon? Yeah, he's our gardener. He's an expert on trees. He's perfect. I bet he's in our yard right now tending to the flowers or something. Really? That's great. Let's go. Okay. Go back to Palm Brinks and look for Gordon, the gardener. He should be in Max's yard. Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Cloud 2. Last time we finally found the geostone that we needed after 4 or 5 attempts. I didn't show it, but after the Gordon, we also have Paulie resides in Sindane, and Mylane resides in Sindane. Objectives made clear. I just wanted to start that with the cutscene, thinking it was a voiced one, and it was not. Remember how I said I played through this game like 30, 40 times last episode? Yeah. Really doesn't seem like it, does it? I could have swore that voice was, that scene was voice acted, but apparently not. Also, between episodes, I did make my tea. Alright, it's still hot as hell in this room, so this is going to be a miserable episode to make. Because I can't leave the fan on. But before we go anywhere, we are going to go ahead and have Cedric repair some of our stuff, and then we're going to send him back to the train. Our wrench needs it, our gun needs it, the sword. Oh, you're out of stuff. Okay. Oh, gotta send you back. Because we're not going to be doing any fighting in this episode. Well, we might be doing some fighting in this episode, but if we do, I'll re-add him to the party. I had to think there for a minute. Alright. Repair our iPod parts. Upgrade the iPod. How much did we get him up to last episode? 1,600? That's enough for a core upgrade. Oh, excuse me, I don't know if you can hear that or not. Oh, we're still not going to get the voice box. I promise I will show that off at some point. But now with our upgraded core, we can now put more things on our iPod. For example, right now if I wanted to, I could use the caterpillar. But like I said, I want to keep his feet. Because once you switch to this, you can no longer kick open boxes. Or rocks, or anything of that nature. So we're going to go ahead and get him a shield kit. I believe I showed this off before. Like I said, it's been over a month since I went over all this stuff. Where's the shield kit? There it is. We go over to our iPod. Currently, our body is at 6. Use the core. Oh, nope, the core goes up to 8 of 24. So right now, if we wanted to continuously buy the shield kits, we can max it out at 24 right now. I forget what it was before. So yeah. And like I said last episode, we're going to be doing a lot of things in Palm Brinks today. And by a lot, I mean a lot. 1. We need to get people to immigrate. We're going to immigrate just about everyone who's available in Chapter 2, which is just about everyone. There are a couple that we might not get this episode, including the aforementioned Mullane, who owns the weapon shop store, and another character. Those are the two characters I want to get the most, but whether or not we get them in this particular episode is yet to be seen. We will definitely be getting them in next episode, though, if not this one. But to start off, we haven't quite unlocked the ability to just recruit anybody yet. So, we are going to have to go ahead and find ourselves Gordon. Gordon lives way over here. That big house right there is Max's mansion. Now, this is never said in-game, but according to some lore theorists out there and some unofficial works, Max's family is eventually what leads to the royal family in the future, and that's what Monica's from. So for all of you guys and gals out there shipping Max with Monica, they are potentially related depending on what you believe when you hear. Monica is Max's descendant. That is never stated in-game, and like I said, there's no official work stating that, but I figured I would let you know. Anyway, here's the man we need to talk to. Oh, Max, you've been mopping her up a lot lately. You taking care of yourself? Something I can do for you? What, you want me to go with you on your adventure? I'd like to go with you, but this poor tree isn't doing so well. Taking care of the tree and the flowers on this property is my #1 priority, you know. If I go off roaming about, I could lose my job. I bet some of the holy water that Priest Bruno sells at the church would fix this tree. But as you know, your father and Priest Bruno are on bad terms. Your father never gave me the money to buy the holy water from Priest Bruno. I'm in a pickle. To get Gordon to Sedaine, first you have to get him to join you on your journey. If you want to fulfill Gordon's quest, he'll join you on your journey and get on the train. You can check out the quest by reading the notebook located in the item menu. The notebook is something we picked up all the way back in Chapter 1 when we first met Max. Unfortunately, you guys did not see me pick this up, as I had no audio for the footage, but I do still have the footage, so Thorn, if you would, if I remember to give it to you. If not, don't worry about it. But we did find this book on a desk in Cedric's house way back at the beginning of the game. So if you haven't picked it up yet, that is where it is located. So we got a lot of fish we got to do something with. We'll get to that a little later. But as you can see, we do already have holy water. If you wanted to, you could give one of your holy waters to him, or you can go buy one from Priest Bruno. Priest Bruno is located in the church over here. It is not required to buy one from him, but I want to go over here anyway. Priest Bruno. Would you like to borrow the power of the gods? Then please make a donation to the church. Priest Bruno sells healing items. Antidotes to heal poison, holy water to heal curse, soap to clean goo, and Medusa's tear to reverse petrification. None of these items are particularly that expensive. If you wanted to buy them, you could go ahead. I just wanted to show that off. We'll be back to talk to him in a bit. But I just want to say this is where you have to go if you wanted to buy the holy water for Gordon. If you just got unlucky enough not to get one out of chest or a monster drop or anything like that yet. So I have had playthroughs where I haven't gotten any. So now to run all the way back over to Gordon. Max, fixing this tree is my #1 priority. Now what I need to fix this tree... holy water. Yes, Max, you've done it. Now I can take care of this tree. Thank you, Max. My work is all taken care of for now. I can go with you on your adventure. Ooh, and don't mention that holy water to your father, you hear? Gordon joined your party. You can use his abilities from the status command under the characters on the main menu. If you recruit someone else to join your adventure, that person will get on the train. Talk to the person inside the train and switch him or her as your third party member. To move one of your trained friends into a house, choose Move Person from the door menu of that house. There may be others willing to join your party. Be sure to look for them. Now, I'm going to perform a little experiment with Priest Bruno over here, because I don't remember if you actually have to move Gordon into a house first. So, if you have to move Gordon to a house first, we'll be back. But if not, I'm going to start recruiting people right now. Also, weird little PS4/PS5 glitchy text box. Hello opens his shop. Be my friend is the option you need to select to go on adventures. Be my friend. Really? You need my help? Then let me pose you a problem. The candles in this church are controlled by a small mechanism. When they're lit, it puts them out, and when they're out, it lights them. One of them changes the adjacent candles, too. If you can put out all the candles successfully, it'll prove your wisdom, and I will go with you. If you solve it, great. If not, please understand that I cannot help you. This is another puzzler. Give it a few attempts, and make use of what you learn each time. Ugh. If you re-enter the church, the candles will be reset, so don't worry about going wrong. The answer could be simple. What he is talking about is these candles right here. So, say for example, I hit this one. The one across from it and below it also goes out. And what you need to do is light out all the candles. And yes, when the game says it's a very simple answer, it is really simple. So what you're going to do next is make sure you hit one that doesn't relight those ones. For this instance in particular, it's this one right here. There's out the one above, below, and across from it. Then we're going to go down to here, skip one. It's going to put out those. Then you just need to hit the one in the opposite corner. Quite a simple puzzle. That took me, I don't know, 10, 12 hours of doing to figure out as a kid. Me, my friend. You've done wonderful. I'm sure you'll live up to my expectations. I promised, didn't I? I'll go with you. Priest Juno has joined the party. That's one down. However, sudden day shift there. While we are doing all of this, we are going to be taking pictures. This is the only time you'll ever have to enter the church in the game. So, I'm going to get everything while we're here, and vice versa for other characters. Up there we have a figure. I don't remember if the bench counts as a picture. It does. We have a candle. Do any of the candelabras or chandeliers count? No, okay. I think those two might be the only one here, unless the rug's picture. It is. So yeah, upon visiting every area to recruit people, we are going to go ahead and do that. We're going to take care of most of the pictures you can get outside Max's house now. Or outside Max's house, in the second area of Palm Brinks. We already took care of all the ones in Lower Palm Brinks in Chapter 1. This house right here, if I remember right, belongs to Parn. Parn is also recruitable in Chapter 2, however, unless we get lucky enough with a chest drop, which I don't think we have. No, we cannot recruit him right now. We'll, however, talk to him, though. Hey, Max. I haven't introduced you yet, have I? This is Julia, my wife-to-be. Yeah, you can laugh. I know it's strange. Who would fall in love with a girl in a picture? But I'm a magical artist. I have the power to make the things I draw real. Whenever I draw really exists in the picture, as long as it's not a living thing. Even magical artists can't draw life. But I've heard of a way. There's a golden egg in a big old tree. It's said that with its golden color you can give life to anything you draw. Max, you're going out of town, right? I wonder if you could get a hold of some of this golden paint. Of course, I don't expect you to do it for nothing. If you can help me, I'll use my new power to help you in return. Big old tree with a golden egg. Where on earth would you find a tree like that? We don't have access to that yet. We will, however, be finding it in the near future. But as for the pictures for here, paints, the very important cloth that's used in a lot of recipes. A lot of the listed Chapter 1 recipes, actually. Now, if we climb this ladder up here, we get 20 purple paint. Also a picture of a pot, which we don't actually need. That just counts as part in studio. There's a clock, which I believe we already had. There's one more thing in here, I believe. That's unique to Parn's house. Don't quote me on that, though. Painting. Which is a picture of just any old painting. So I guess, as you can see, Parn is quite the evocator of purple. That right there also counts as a figure, so you don't need to grab that from the church. As does that one there. I think that's it for here. If I miss any pictures, we'll be covering it in the pictures episode for this chapter. I'm just grabbing them here. So I ain't got to run back and do it all again later. It's going to be a little bit of a headache editing it for Parn. For Thorn. Which I do apologize for. I am always willing to help with it. But yeah. And here, I don't believe there's any new pictures. We have a refrigerator there. That one might do. Otherwise, it's the pumpkins, the bottles, table chairs that we've all gotten before. We do, however, up here, have the hoe. And right here... Oh, Max! I've heard that you've been going out of town recently. That's great. Why don't you take me with you? I bet you're thinking I won't be of any use because I'm a girl. But I actually bring people a lot of luck. It never rains when I go out, and I've never seen a losing lottery ticket. What do you think? Alright then. You'll take me with you? I didn't think you would. But how come I'm the only one that has to ask you, when you've been asking all these other people? If you just asked, then of course I would have helped you. I know. If you can find me, then I'll help you. What do you think? In other words, let's play a hide-and-seek. Right? Go! She will be hiding throughout the town now. That text box revealed her name, and I don't know why I skipped over it so fast. That door is locked, so we can't go in there. There's nothing else in this house, really. This is Morty and Don's house, or Donnie's house. The first place we're going to go after this, though, is back this way. As there's one more house we can enter that's next to Max's mansion. I forget whose house this is. Just take a picture of the interior. It tells you Claire. This is Claire's house. Here we can get a fireplace. And I think that's maybe the pot here. Nope. Yeah. Most of these things aren't exactly new. Also the Mona Lisa. Hello. Here's Corrine's first hiding place. Oh, you found me. But can you find me again? That's why I did the houses in the orders I did do them in. There's not any new pictures in here, but there is Weather Vane, Belt, and Windmill Feather. That's a potential idea for later, but we'll be going over all the inventions, so don't particularly need the hints. And then over here leads to Claire's room. I wish I could help you out, but fighting is scary, and I might get dirty. I hate to be a nuisance, everyone. Sorry, but I'll have to say no. But there must be lots of unusual things outside town. I wonder what kind of trees there are. What kind of flowers are there? If you see any interesting flower, could you take a picture for me, Max? I'd love to see it. She said no this time, but if you show her a picture of something she's interested in, she'll probably give in. That is also something we don't quite have access to yet. So far, that's 2 people that we can't quite recruit, but will be recruitable by the end of Chapter 2. That's it for here. Now we're going to go ahead and tackle Max's mansion. There's actually quite a few people here that you can recruit. How much money do I have? Okay, I should have enough. There's also quite a few pictures in here to take. This is where the majority of the top area of Palm Brink's pictures are. But first off, we have Butler. If there's anything you need, I'll do my best to help you. Leave it to me. I don't know if I can help, but just listen to this. I spent 30-some years working hard in this house. That's all I do, but my one hobby is reading. There's a really valuable and rare book that's up for auction at the moment. People are fighting over it, and I believe a bid of about 1,000 guilder will be enough. I don't actually have those kind of funds. And if I were probably to ask my master, he'd be appalled, and I'd probably have to resign. So you're my only hope. That's not to say, if you can't help me, I won't help you. Despite what he says, still it probably won't help us unless we give him 1,000 guilder. Oh well, better get some money together. You won't believe this, the price has gone up to 1,200 guilder. Terribly sorry, but could you possibly get a hold of 1,500 guilder? This is terrible. There's someone who will pay 1,800 guilder. If I don't bid about 2,000 guilder, there's no way I'll win. Sonny, did you manage to get my 2,000 guilders together? And what can I do? It's yours. Thank you so much. I'll get straight down to the auction. Now he disappears. Leaving and re-entering the room will bring him back, and that's when you need to talk to him again. First up, piano. Alright, so through here, I believe is the dining hall. No. This is not. We're tackling this part last. That is a very important room for both pictures and characters, which means this here is the dining hall. There's not any pictures in here to take, but you can see this is the cutscene Max had with his father and the steward. Up here is Max's room. We have a couple things in here. We have the robot, telescope. We're out of room for pictures. Gotta get a little bit closer. No, globe's not a picture. But here we get the photo album. If you wanted to save any pictures, like the actual pictures themselves, you can put them in the photo album. And the photo album goes across save files. So if you really wanted to, you could store all the important pictures you need for inventions and invent them all right off the bat. Also, Corinne's second hiding place is in our bedroom. Oh, you found me. I'm getting a bit fed up with all this now. Hiding is actually really boring. Yeah, well, let's go off on our adventure then. Corinne joins the party. I think that's it for Max's room. There's a picture of the chandelier here, but for all that's new, all there was the robot and the telescope. And then up further here, we have a window with a painting on it. As you can see here, we have some paintings of things in the outside world. As the story is established, no one has been to the outside world pretty much since Max has been born. So, where did those pictures come from? I wonder. Like I said, we're doing that room last. The steward is back now, though. Thank you very much. I managed to make a successful bid. I bid strong, so everyone else dropped out real quickly. So I got it for 1,400 gilda. So now I can give 600 back. And I'll work hard now for you to repay the rest of the money I borrowed. I know I put you to a lot of trouble. I'll repay the favor any time. Stuart has now joined the party. Now we're gonna go on in here. And in here, it is the wrong time of the day. The person we recruit in this room depends on what time of the day it is. It is currently early morning. It has to be afternoon or night for them to be here. So we'll be coming back to that. And over here... good timing. There's something I want to talk to you about. I'm sure that you know I am making unusual sweets from around the world as part of my research. I've heard there's a sweet called castagnacino, which is made from something using castana. I've managed to find out that castana grows on the same kind of tree as chestnuts. So I thought I may as well try using chestnuts instead, but it's really weird. Chestnuts are sold out all over town. Apparently the mayor's bought them all up or something. Don't suppose you could help me out? Did you get a hold of any chestnuts? I have 3. Yes, that's it. Thanks very much. Now I can make some castagnacino. I'll let you try some as soon as it's ready. Actually, is there anything I can do in return? What? You want me to go on an adventure? Haha, of course I will. Why didn't you just ask in the first place? Ferdinand has now joined the party. That accent, 1, really hurt my already sore throat. And 2, went through like 8 different accents throughout that speech. Oh boy. Oh. Normally accents don't bother me that much, but every time my throat started hurting, it switched to a different one, which only made things worse. And there is actually a couple things that we can get here. Here we have the stove. That just counts as a kitchen. Here we have a fish. I think that's all the new things here. So I currently don't have my list of pictures pulled up beside me and where they all are. So like I said, if I do miss any, we'll come back during the actual pictures episode for Chapter 2. Which again will be at the end of the chapter. And up here... I see. I really wish that I could help you more than anything. But I don't have any confidence in myself. I always seem to give up halfway, and I never see anything through. When I was little, I dreamt of being a tailor, and tried many times to make something, but I never completed a single garment. If I went with you, I'm sure I'd just get in the way. So sorry, but no. Oh dear, Adele has lost all of her confidence. This is no good. Let's get to it to try making clothes again. Yes, if I try again, this time I'll manage to complete something. Maybe I'll believe in myself again. But I don't have the materials I need. You should be able to get them for me. All I need is a sturdy cloth, a thick hide, and a chunk of copper. Let's see. We have the sturdy cloth, we have the thick hide, and we have the chunk of copper. The sturdy cloth might be the only thing you don't have at this point, because it's not available in Morty's shop like the hide is. And it's actually a fairly rare chest find, as I've come to find out, so... Here, have these. Thanks very much. Now I'll try making some clothes. I won't let these go to waste. Once again, exiting and re-entering. We'll have her come back for you. But here we have clock, gold store, and show window. That might have been one we made already. I don't quite remember. Over here on this side of the wall, where we can't quite see, is the phone. Up here, we have something else we can find. Post, constructor, and rock. So something to keep in mind. And I believe that's all the new pictures in here. It was just the phone. So let's go ahead and leave and come back in. Ah, Max, I finally completed a goblet. I don't want to let the materials you gave me go to waste, and that kept me going to the end. I'm not completely satisfied with it, but would you wear it anyway? We obtained the green overalls. Ah, it's so great to have finished something. I feel much more confident. I'll do the very best I can, so please take me with you. Adele joined the party. Alright. So these green overalls are actually selectable from when you first begin the game. It changes what color Max's outfit is. Both characters have different things like that they could wear. I think we actually invented, the night boots for Monica already. You can change the hat of what people wear, the clothing, and the shoes. And the most famous, with air quotes, suit in the game is definitely not rated for children. It's definitely not someone Monica's age should be wearing. But it's very fitting with how everything else has turned out in the modern age. Our next recruit. What was that? Can't hear you. Talk a bit more slowly. Please enter. Let's go together. This is actually pretty easy to mess up. I don't remember if you need the parentheses or not. Parentheses? Quotation marks. I'm an idiot. Let's go. Oh no. Go together. Including the apostrophe and the period, there's exactly enough room to put it in here with the quotes. So, let's go together. An adventure! That would be nice. What use could an old woman like me be? Granny Rosa joins the party. Granny Rosa is one of the most useful characters that doesn't have combat purposes that we could hire. Also, now that Stuart has joined us, he will no longer appear up here. Now for the room I've been putting off. First, this room has more pictures in it than any other room in the mansion. Here we get the deer horns, we get the rifle, get a lamp, which I'm pretty sure was already a thing. And here we get Elena's portrait. That is Max's mother. So can you guess who the room belongs to? His father. According to Cedric, you've been off up to something recently. You're good at a lot of things, but on the other hand, you never see anything through. So when you ask for help, it's hard for me to take you seriously just like that. I know. Why don't you try to build up this trumpet gun to a bell trigger? Think you can do it? We obtained a trumpet gun. To get Gerald to accept you, you'll have to bring him a bell trigger. You can build up the weapon you've been given, or you can buy a weapon or bring one you find in the dungeons. As long as you have a bell trigger, he will join you. Don't know if we'll be doing the weapons stuff today. These are the two characters I talk about. We have one for the gun, one for the sword. The other one, of course, being Melaine, since I already kind of spoiled that she... Well, didn't spoil. Said she's the other one we might not get this episode. Both of them require you to upgrade weapons. There goes my frame drop again. That was weird. Oh. Like I said, I don't know if we'll do those in this episode. Depends on how long it takes us to do everything else. Otherwise, this is going to be a 2 or 3 minute... A much longer episode that, Thorn will have to sift through for footage. So I might do the grinding for those off-screen. And then come back for it in the next episode. But next on our list, There's actually someone we can recruit over here, but the thing we need to recruit him is a pitcher. And we did get that pitcher back in Chapter 1, but as to not having the photo album yet, I didn't save that picture. So we're going to have to wait for the opportunity to arise to take it again. It's a picture that can only be taken at a certain time of day. Also, here's a monument. Also over here is one of the characters you can't recruit in Chapter 2. That being the owner of this house here, Dr. Dell. Dr. Dell also has a lot of pictures involved with his thing. For example, the Dell Clinic sign. Bone. Eyeball. This thing up there I gotta take a picture of. Where's it at? Egg. Which is the only place to get the egg. I think that just counts as a chair. I think there's one more thing in here. Not that we haven't already got a picture of. Okay. Dr. Dell himself. You know, I have lots of bugs in my feathers these days. They make me itch terribly. Doesn't actually sell you anything yet either. Oops, I missed out on a thing back here. Back in we go. Clock, morning sun, and Jurax eye. Another one to keep in mind. As for who we can recruit here, it's this little fella. Yeah, I don't mind going with you, but will there be a moon there? Really? Maybe you're just saying that. I know humans tell lies. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna wait for the moon to come out here. Maybe it's because of something that happened in the past, but Rufio doesn't trust humans at all. You've got to get Rufio to believe in you. If you give him a photo of the moon, that might do it. The best place to take the sun and moon pictures in all of Palm Brinks is here at the pond. However, that is considerably hard to do in Chapter 1 as you don't have access to this area. We also have someone else over here we can recruit. You want me to do a favor? First, hear me out. I only listen to people that I respect. And the only people I respect are people who have caught bigger fish than me. The biggest fish I ever caught was a 60-centimeter nunky. Are you impressed? If you feel like a challenge, I'll take you on anytime. And it seems the only way you can get him on your side is to catch a nunky of more than 60 centimeters. You can do it. Anyway, try to do some fishing in the Palm Brinks Lake. Yeah, that one is also technically possible in Chapter 2. That's not one I'm going to specifically go out for. Reason for that being is we have so many fishing objectives we got to do. Eventually we'll get one bigger than 60 centimeters. So, that's everything we could do in this part of the town for now. However, there are some people to recruit in Lower Palm Brinks. I have currently been recording for 40 minutes, so I'm going to take a bit of a break. When I come back, we'll go ahead and do Lower Palm Brinks. Also, the only thing I don't like about OBS, where if I was just recording on Elgato, I can't quite pause the video. But the files are smaller with OBS, so... So, yeah. Anyway, when I get back, we'll be doing the recruitments from the lower half of Palm Brinks. See you guys... Well, for you, it'll be a second. For me, it's going to be a couple minutes. So, see you guys then. Alright, welcome back. Like I said, for you guys it was a second, for me it was a few minutes. I was running around for a little bit before I actually took my break. It's a little weird, because like if I stay still for a moment, let the game set, and then move, that's when it seems to have the frame issues. Then it persists to a lesser extent until I turn the camera, and then it's back to normal. I don't know why that's particularly going on. That's not what's actually happening on my screen for the game itself. So if any of you have any input on that, please do let me know. Because, yeah, dropping frames is, one, concerning, and two, a little weird. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and stop by Mullane's weapon shop. Howdy, Mullane. Be my friend. So you saw me at the circus. Pretty cool, right? It's not so much a job as a hobby of mine. Mullane will not talk to Max. She will, however, talk to Monica. You're Monica, right? I've heard you're not bad with a sword. Swords aren't playthings, you know. You have to think about what's in front of you. If you can build up a sword by about 2 levels, then I'll believe you got talent. Why don't you start with this Gladius? And there we received a free Gladius. To get Mullane to accept you, it looks like you have to build up Gladius by 2 levels. It's just fine to pick up weapons just to get a hold of a strong weapon, then Mullane will help you out. The Gladius, I believe, is a tier 2 weapon on the weapon charts. So you have to get it up to a tier 4 weapon or above. Tier 1, 2, and 3 weapons will not impress her. This can be any tier 4 weapon, however. It might be tier 1. I don't have that stuff in front of me either. But anyway, the first 2 tiers do nothing, and then it'll either be a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you need to impress her. Besides that, we also have seen that we need to recruit Paulie. So let's go ahead and head into her bakery. Be my friend. You're the girl that's been hanging around with Max lately. I know a good man when I see one. If I was just a little bit younger, I wouldn't let that one go. Paulie does not speak to Monica. She will, however, speak to Max. You want me to go with you? This woman who bakes bread, but if you can get any use, I will gladly. But first, there's something that needs delivering to Morton. Would you mind delivering 20 loaves of bread to Morton Shop for me? While you're doing that, I'll pack for the trip. Obtain 20 crunchy bread. I wonder what on earth he would want with 20 loaves. So we're going to go ahead and come down to Morton Shop. I might have to mess with OBS's video settings, because I don't remember this happening in older episodes. Hello. Oh, you're helping Paulie? Great. What'll I do with 20 loaves? Well, I'm having a cheese fondue party today. In terms of famous inventions and the culinary combination of cheese, bread, and wine. It's mighty good. Everyone eats loads, so that's why I need so much bread. But I didn't want it delivered here, really. Sorry, Max, but couldn't you take it to my house, could you? You know where it is, don't you? Near the pumpkin fields? So now we gotta run all the way up to this man's house. So I'll see you guys when we get there. Mostly because I want the fan on a little longer. Alright. Sorry if you could hear the fan there for a second, but back up to Morty's house. There's a note. Today's party's cancelled because the cheese isn't thick enough. Ferdinand. Alright, well the party's cancelled. Back on down we go. Hello. Cancelled? What a shame. In that case, I don't really need the bread. Could you take it back to Paulie for me? What? How could he be so inconsiderate? Oh well, you have them. Never mind, let's get going. So where are we off to? Aunt Paulie joined your party. Alright, now that it's nighttime, we also need to take a picture of the moon. A really good picture of the moon. Where is it at? Oh, what time is it? There we go. This is why it's best to stand at the lake, as you have a much better view. The houses block a lot of potential spots here. So I'm going to see if I can get back up to the lake by the time the sun rises. But it might be too late tonight to take the picture. There we go. We got a picture of the moon. Rufio, little boy, where are ye? I know you're running around this lake somewhere. I'm honestly not even sure if that's a good enough picture, to be perfectly honest. But we shall see. There you are. Wow, amazing. There's a moon in this photo. Now I can see the moon anytime, any place. Come with you? Of course. I will. I have nowhere else to go. Rufio joins the party. If the picture of the moon is too small or not completely in the picture, he will not accept it. You have to have a zoomed in full picture of the moon. Also, the crunchy bread we just picked up is a health restoring item. It is the best health restoring item in the game, as it fully restores your health no matter how much you have. Whereas before, when we first started our adventure, the normal bread filled our health. But now that we've had a couple apples of Eden, it no longer does that. No matter how full you get your health, even if you put all the apples on one character, this completely heals you. We're going to be saving these for very dire situations. But I have gone full playthroughs. Ooh, almost knocked my tea on the floor. Without using them before. So we may not need them. With as clumsily as I've been playing through this time, though, we probably are going to. Why does it look like it's skipping frames in the recording? It is definitely not doing that on screen. But now it's not doing it in the recording. What the hell? But we are not quite done yet. We have to make that trip back to the lake and back at least one more time. Depending on how I do here, might be two more. Oh, you're not the guy we need, actually. Oh, there's two sheriffs here. You've seen the other sheriff out during the day when we got the picture of the belt. That's the one we need. We gotta talk to him, and we'll be making another trip back to the lake. Over here, we have City Hall. There's two people to recruit here. One we can technically get right now. The other we can't get in Chapter 2. So we'll have to keep that in mind. This is the one that we can't get this chapter. Somehow, it can be done. A wheel, a freight train, and rats. I'll have it soon enough. That's an idea for an invention. She does not join us in this chapter, but she is a potential one. The other one is good old man Need. Howdy, Mayor. Grumble, grumble. What do you mean, what am I muttering about? I'm trying to remember the combination for the safe. What do you mean, what safe? There's a safe hidden behind the picture in my office, of course. Ah, you gave me a fright. Oh, blast. Gonna let out my biggest secret. Oh well, you know now. Maybe you can give me a hand trying to work it out. I've got a big problem because I can't remember the combination to the safe. This here is a very big problem for the mayor. It's a... Oh! I just murdered the mic. Hang on. There we go. It's a 4-digit number, so I used Claire's birth date, thinking that I'd never forget it. How could I possibly forget? What a terrible father I am. Looks like the mayor's very troubled. Listen to what he has to say about Claire's birthday and figure out the combination. I have never understood this riddle. For most of my life, I have never been able to figure this riddle out in terms of how it determines the numbers. I'm going to give her an honest try here, because I honestly don't remember the password. After the first attempt, if I don't get it, I am looking it up like I did the first time I recruited the mayor. A long time ago, I gave her a brooch with the star sign on it. Holly sorted it out for me, so I would remember. But I'm sure it was a 4-legged animal. What kind of birthday presents have I given her? Lots of coats and scarves, I suppose. Never know what to get her. It's a real struggle every year. Oh yes, Claire's birthday is always a right pain. On the day when we both burnable and non-burnable garbage get out collected. It's my job to put the garbage out in our house. Non-burnable garbage gets collected on days divisible by 7, and burnable garbage gets collected on days divisible by 3. I wouldn't forget that now, would you? I get it. Mystery solved. Well, the only number divisible by both 7 and 3 is 21. And 42 and every other multiple of 21. But this is a 4-digit code. And I want to say that's the password. But I'm not sure. I know it's some combination of 1 and 2 if I remember. It won't open. Oh dear. There's really some important documents in there. Is it 1221? Because 21 is the second part of the riddle. 1221. Woohoo! Great, it worked. So I understood the 21. What I don't get is the 12. Because before he gives the hint about 7 and 3, he just spurts random facts about his daughter. And I don't know if I'm just dumb or missing it, but I never, ever seem to know how 12 comes out of that situation. I've not been feeling too good lately. I got Dr. Adele to come have a look at me, but he said there's nothing wrong. I wonder why. This is the girl we recruit, not the one I talked to earlier. The one I talked to earlier is just the carbon copy of all the girls that walk around town that aren't named characters. Well, that's the one we can't recruit until later. Alright, and now the one dude should be out. I forget, are you, favorite people only grant favors to people more skilled than themselves. You are a thing, I just can't do you yet. You're also a later chapter. Also, I think, other than the Furbit tribe from Sindane, I think that's the only Furbit you'll ever meet in the entirety of the game. Chef Blinkhorn, good sir. Hey Max, come looking for me? I've been waiting. Thanks to the castle's walls, this town's pretty safe. I think it's time for us to go outside. It's good that you're always tinkering with machines, but I wonder how strong you are. Fighting's all about speed and footwork. If you're any slower than me, it's no good. I want to give you a test. Run to the boat at the lake and back. The record's 2 minutes and 1 second. If you're any slower than that, it's no good. How about it? You want to try? Sure, I'll give it a try. Ready, steady, go! This is a very tight race. If you don't take the shortest possible path, you're not going to make it. At all. You can also get hung up on NPCs, get hung up on corners. You do this perfectly. The lowest time I've ever seen gotten is 1 minute and 52 seconds. Out of 2 minutes and 1 second. So, sure, if you do it perfectly, if there's a 9-second gap, you can do this. And while that seems like a lot, one hang-up can really screw this up for you. Especially when you have to run around another NPC to get there. That's right, our old fishing buddy on the dock here, we gotta run around. Not to mention the dock itself, it's full of corners that we could get caught on. Okay, now hurry back to Sheriff Blinkhorn. We did that exactly in 1 minute and 1 second. So that means we have exactly a minute to get back. And as you can see, I didn't really screw up anywhere. This race is not the easiest task. It's definitely not the hardest. You're essentially running in a straight line for a while. But, it can be a pain. We're going to hang exactly this way. So we cut around this corner here. We're going to run directly at the far corner of the bridge. So that way we're pretty much just lined up to run straight back once we turn the camera. I'm just going to hold straight and turn the camera and hope we make it there. Alright, you're back. Let's check your time. Oh dear, 2 minutes and 1.28 seconds. Too slow. Give it another try. Ready, steady, go! Yeah, so I'll go ahead and cut back when I've actually done this. It might take me a couple attempts. Like I said, it is a very close race if you don't do it very precisely. So I'll be right back. Also, I apparently already had a fish bigger than the one he wanted me to catch. It's going to completely screw up this race, but yeah. Whew, there we go. 1 minute 59 seconds 75. That isn't a bad time. We're a lot faster than you look, alright? Let's go fight bad guys together. Sheriff Blinkhorn joined your party. And I don't know if you can hear me over the fan or not there, but I also accidentally recruited a fish boy. Apparently, this one Naki we have is apparently over 60 centimeters. I don't remember him being that big. That's apparently how big he is. So, we also got him. And I talked to him completely by accident while trying to turn around from the boat. But that is everyone we can currently recruit from Palm Springs. There's no one in the bar or the cafe station that will join you. And everyone else who can join us, we have to save for later chapters. Technically. What I technically mean by that is you get the most absurd luck that you possibly can right now. There is one more person you can have at this point. And that's our main Donnie. You should know the answer to that. No way. Why should I have to work for the sake of other people? There's not much in it for me, and it's just too scary. As it's about you, I suppose I could think about it, though. But then, I'm the son of a salesman, and we don't do things for free. You probably know that I collect coins. There's a symbol of business. I really want to complete my collection. But I just can't seem to get my hands on the dark coin and the indestructible coin. You can help me. Maybe I can help you. Well, we're here. Red Dick for a scoop. Woo, you got 4 new scoops. I knew they had it in you. He gives us a hat. And as you can see, we have picked up a couple coins. One of them being the dark coin. You get incredible lucky with chests or clowns. You can have both the coins at this point, but it is really, really hard to have them both. I'm honestly surprised I got 2 in general, much less the 2 that you need. Honestly, having 1 of the 2 at this point is kind of surprising. So yes, while he is technically recruitable in Chapter 2, if you wanted to grind out the coins, he is. But we probably won't be getting to him for a while. So with that, that's everyone we can recruit, and most, if not all, of the new photos. Like I said, I don't have my list in front of me at the moment. We're going to go ahead and move to Sindane Station. We're immediately going to hop back on the train, but we're going to hop back onto it in the first car here. As you can see, people have now joined us. In the first row, out of the people we have Gordon and Ferdinand. Gordon sells some diorama parts. Gordon Bonsai is the name of his shop. He sells rolling logs, sturdy rocks, and forest stew, all forest-related items. When you view his abilities, he gives bonus attack to points to plant monsters. That is not quite what it sounds like. He doesn't make you do more damage to plants, but the little red bars that determine when a monster gets angry at you, they have a few more of those. He'll also sell you diorama parts. We add him to the party. He has no abilities. Anyone you add to the party leaves the train immediately. And they will appear back at the train when they leave your party. Ferdinand makes premium chicken and will sell you recovery items. He sells premium chicken, which is a healing item. It's actually probably the best healing item we can get our hands on so far, other than the crunchy bread. So keep that in mind. But if we add him to the party, he will cook you premium chicken. I also don't get his skill point layout, because you can only make 2 and then you're out, but he still has skill points left. So I don't quite get that. Like I said, his points don't recover until he actually goes back to the train and rests. But he does make you 2 premium chicken per use. That's those guys. And the second car, we have Sheriff Blinkhorn, Adele, Stewart, Aunt Paulie, and Mayor Need. I'm going to go ahead and start at the top of the train here with Sheriff Blinkhorn. Ask about the monsters. If you don't have the money to buy the book, Sheriff Blinkhorn gives you all the information you need on every single monster you've seen. So view his abilities. Show me the monster notes. Add to party. He has no abilities. That's, as far as I'm aware, I've never kept him in the party long enough to test if he does anything else. But as far as I'm aware, that's all he does is show you monster notes. So, and over here we have Adele. Adele gradually raises the weapon HP of unequipped weapons and will sell you fruit items. She sells tasty water, heartthrob cherry, which you can throw at an enemy to cause it to stop. This doesn't work on every enemy. Also cures you if you are stopped. Stoneberry petrifies enemies if thrown. Gooey Peach makes the enemies gooey. Poison Apple poisons the enemy. Banana that replenishes your health and makes you thirsty. That's what she sells. Let's go ahead and add her to the party. She does not have any skills either. But while she is in your party, any weapon you have unequipped, including Ripod weapons, will regain 1 weapon hit point every 10 seconds. The game actually accounts for you being AFK, though. So you can't just have her in your party and stand still for forever and all your weapons are healed. You do have to be moving. I think after 30 seconds it stops if you haven't moved in that amount of time. So yeah, keep that in mind. Stuart sells shoes. Currently he has the leather shoes and the wing shoes, which are the two other shoes you can get at the beginning of the game for choosing Max's outfit. The work shoes, which is the ones we took, and the dragon shoes. These are just aesthetic, they serve no purpose other than that. Heals you automatically when it sells shoes for Max. Add to party. I'm not entirely sure what heals you automatically does. I've never used Stuart in battle. I believe it's heals status effects automatically. I think. If anyone knows better than that on me, go ahead and let me know. But I've never had any need to have Stuart in the party, so I never have. So whether or not that's actually what he does, I have no idea. And Paulie sells bread. She sells everything that she had in her shop in Palm Springs. Tasty water, super spicy pepper, sugarcane, flour. She sells all that stuff. Makes bread and will sell you ingredients. A lot like Ferdinand, I'm not going to bother adding her to the party because that's the only thing she can do. Makes bread like Ferdinand makes chicken. If you're ever running low on bread, she's your girl. Mayor Need. Oh, Mayor Need, you naughty, naughty man. Increases money after defeating enemies. So you'll get extra gold, I think it's a 1.5 times multiplier, for every enemy you defeat. He also exchanges medals. You got him to the party. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't even have skill points. However, exchange medals. These are the medals that you can get while completing the floors. As you can see, we currently have 5. You cannot sell things for medals, unfortunately, but you can get medals via the floor. These are the quote-unquote ultimate outfits of the game. Max has a clown suit. Monica technically gets 2 suits from him. She gets the princess dress and the panther ensemble. An ensemble for the elegant, sexy lady. Monica's 14. And that's her ultimate suit wear. He also sells the Princess Orb, which goes with that, the Kitty Bells, which goes with the Panther Ensemble, the Princess Boots, which goes with the first one, and the Panther Boots, which goes with the Ensemble. Then he also sells you name change tickets. You can very easily semi-break the game with these. For example, say you grind out the first 40 medals of the game. I think you can get that between the first 2 dungeons if you really, really tried for it. You could turn Monica's basic sword. I should say, the name change ticket lets you rename any item. Or, I shouldn't say any item. Any weapon. And if you change the name of the weapon to another name of a weapon in the game, it becomes that weapon with its base stats. So, like I said, you could get Monica's Island King from one of her basic swords very early on, if you wanted to grind out the medals. However, that weapon becomes extremely hard to level up, especially in the earlier floor dungeons, or the earlier game dungeons, because they need so much experience to level up endgame weapons that you're basically getting none with these weapons. So you won't be able to synthesize to add to them to gain more stats or anything like that. So by the time you catch up to where these weapons are normally gotten in the game, they're not as good as they could be, but you could break the early game if you really wanted On to the third car. We have Priest Bruno, Rufio, Fabio, Granny Rosa, Corinne, and Conda. Conda's probably the one we'll be talking to the most in here, but let's start with Priest Bruno. Revives you from death one time and will sell you status recovery items. Priest Bruno sells you everything that he sells in his church. No change there. We add him to the party. Priest Bruno has the revive command. Now keep in mind that this is a command, not a automatic thing, as I have mistaken it for in the past. You have to use this on a character when they die. I thought when I was younger that if both characters died, he'd revive them both. That's not how that works. Both your characters die, it's a game over, even with Priest Bruno in the party. Rufio gives you bonus damage on undead monsters and will sell you elements. This is an actual damage multiplier to undead enemies, unlike Gordon's, which just lets you hit them more before they're enraged. As for the elements he sells the basic crystals, and then the Georama elements for the Carpetarian. It's these four elemental crystals in particular that you can very much exploit to get infinite amounts of. If you wanted to use the infinite money glitch that we'll get to considerably later in the game. He also has no skill ability, so I didn't bother adding him to the party. Fabio makes fishing bait and will sell you fishing bait. He sells you every type of fishing bait, which is actually very important for something later on. If you add him to the party, I believe this is just worms. Where's my bait at? Oh, yeah, I left carrots, that's right. Okay. Oh, he makes you 3 of 1 random bait every time you do it. So it's not a bad idea to come back to him, especially if you're trying to get fishing goals. Because now we have 9 bait we can use. Corinne sells hair ornaments for Monica. Again, only aesthetic if you really wanted to change them. And her ability is you will always get an angel with coins. So that random coin flip we keep coming across in dungeons, if she's in your party, it will always come up angel and never the devil's side. Honestly, the devil's side isn't that troublesome. He either reduces your health, poisons you, or reduces the WP of your weapons. It's not that bothersome. There's other people I usually rather have in the party. People like Cedric, for example, for the weapons. So. Then Granny Rosa sells you amulets. These break after a while, but they prevent petrify, stop, curse, antidote, or poison, and goo. Not the greatest items in the game, but they are helpful. If you add her to the party, she will make you cheese. Now, the way you're supposed to recruit these people, Paulie is supposed to be the earliest you find for Sindane. Granny Rosa is optional. And Ferdinand is needed for a later chapter. You're supposed to come across these in that order if you play normally and only recruit the people that the game specifies you recruit. So, Granny Rosa is actually pretty helpful making cheese. She makes 2 with every command, so we just got 6 cheese there. That's more than... Oh, never mind. She only makes 1. But still, she makes 3 over 2, which is better than any other person that makes us items. Because Paulie also only ever makes 2 bread, and Ferdinand only ever makes 2 of these. So you get more healing items out of Granny Rosa. While it doesn't heal as much as the premium chicken, it does heal a good amount of health. So she is probably the best person to get for that specific reason. And then we have Conda. Conda you can't add to the party. You can, however, buy most Georama parts from him for the Carpenterian. Which makes a couple other characters fairly redundant, because Conda's always on the train. You always remember where he's at. You don't have to remember what chapter area you put him in. But there are some things he doesn't sell. So, keep that in mind. And with that, guys, that's going to be it for this very long, very hot episode. At this point, we've been recording for an hour and a half. I don't know how long this actual episode's going to be. It'll probably be at least 45 minutes. So I do apologize for the length that this video was, but I wanted to get all these out of the way as soon as possible. Between episodes, I'm going to grind out stuff for Gerald and Melaine. So we can recruit them at the beginning of next episode. And then we'll have all the Chapter 2 people that we can get at this point, except for Parn. And Claire. So Parn and Claire are the only other 2 people we can... And Donnie. Sorry, and Donnie. Are the only people we can still get in Chapter 2, technically. But we don't have the necessary means to get any of them yet. So... with that being said, we shall see you guys in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.